So, welcome to Ketchikan, Alaska News. I'm here with Tony Magart, and we're talking about the Payroll Protection Act. That he's a businessman, and he received one of these loans. So, Tony, can you tell folks the nature of your business?
Yeah. So my fiance and I purchased a pilot boat service that is based out of Elfin Cove, Alaska, and we operate the Cape Spencer Pilot Station for the Southeast Alaska Pilots Association. And so we're basically the northern entrance or exit of the Southeast Alaska archipelago. So any ships that are going out across the Gulf or coming back from across the Gulf that come into Southeast can come in through the Cape Spencer station. And if they do, and they need a pilot put aboard or taken off, that's basically, in essence, our service. And then we also house the pilots and feed them if the logistics work out that way and they need to spend the night.
So, needless to say, because of the season getting kneecapped, shall we say, and you guys have put 1 year under. You bought the business from another couple, and you've got a year under your belt, and you're looking forward to another season. So, you applied. Obviously, you were telling me you guys treat yourself as employees, so you could apply under this Payroll Protection Act. So, talk about a little bit who you bank with. You applied, how long it took. Of course, we don't need any personal details beyond that. But.
Yeah, so we obviously had to take out some pretty substantial loans to buy the business. It was an existing business. And so we bank with First Bank. And when we started to get word that the season was going to get cut drastically, I mean, at this point, we're expecting maybe 5% of the ships from last year. And so 5% of ships for us, we're not even going to break even. It's a losing season. I mean, any way we cut it. So, when the CARES Act or whatever just passed, we kind of immediately jumped on the ball and went to First Bank because they're our bank. It's in their best interest to help us out. And they helped us come up with guidelines for what kind of paperwork we needed, what kind of information they needed from us in order to underwrite the loan.
So essentially, they administered the loan. You guys were able to receive a loan, and this will carry you for at least for the time being.
Yeah. So it was all based on our actual payroll numbers. So in essence, it's going to allow us to pay our payroll for May and June, pay our payroll tax deposits to the IRS, and that accounts for about 80% of what we got, and then we're going to use the remaining 20% to pay the interest on our commercial loan.
Sure.
And that basically is it. That's going to eat up all of the loan.
Right.
And then we're just going to document how we spend that money. And so hopefully it meets all of the criteria for repayment, and it'll essentially turn into a grant instead of a loan.
Right. Right. And then at a future date, that would be forgiven or whatever.
Right. Otherwise, I can't remember when we'd start repayment. I think in September or October, we'd have to start paying back the loan. And that's all spelled out in the loan documents, how much we'd owe each month until it's paid off. And so it's relatively a lot of money for a monthly payment, even though the interest is low because the repayment term is only like 2 years.
Right. I got you.
Or not even 2 years.
And in your kind of casual dealings in town, have you met any other folks? I know maybe 2 or 3 others that have got these loans. Have you heard of others?
I had one friend who's a commercial fisherman, and also owns a lot of real estate rentals, and he applied and did not qualify.
Mm-hmm.
I think I heard of one business that was able to get a loan through to pay their office staff.
Sure.
That we work with, but those are the only people that I've heard of.
Yeah, I from what I've heard, and this is just, of course, not a good way to do news, but that First Bank did a fairly good job because they, for their customers, the ones that were early, the money got used up quickly. So fortunately, you guys were able to get in there. But larger nationwide banks, if you had a relationship with them, was harder to get on a list. So I'm glad that some locals like yourself got some money.
Yeah, and First Bank's, been great. They were great for the whole process of getting our loan in the first place and banking with them and dealing with this. They've allowed us to switch to interest only payments, so to help move our cash dollars further.
Sure. And from the moment you guys put in the paperwork till the moment the money was in your account, how long would you say that was?
Well, I think it was probably 3 weeks total.
Yeah, well, that's pretty phenomenal for any loan.
Yeah.
So
no, they were absolutely great about it, and I called our banker. I mean, at times it was every day.
Yeah.
And he almost always picked up the phone. So
sure.
It was a great experience.
Well, I'm sad and that you guys had to experience this once in 100 years economic travesty. But it's affecting all of us, obviously, whether you're in tourism or not. It's going to affect you. So, thanks for talking a little today, Tony, and we'll wish you luck in the future with that. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.